Hi guys, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com, and today I'm excited to show you the Quadstar LED II. This is a continuous light which is really easy to set up, comes with a softbox, comes with all the LED bulbs that you need, and it's a new and improved version from a very popular light that we had previously, the original Quadstar. So we've got new head, new bulbs. Let me show you everything that's inside the box and let's dive right in and get this thing set up. In each Quadstar LED II kit, you're going to get a number of things. You're going to get your 4 LED bulbs, you're going to get your head with the power cable, you're going to get your softbox with the outer diffuser and the rods in there. Now, one of the biggest things you're going to notice from our previous version is the brand new redesigned LED bulbs here. These things are highly efficient. They're 23 watts, daylight balanced, but they put out the equivalent of 150 watts. The other great thing about them compared to like a compact fluorescent that can easily break because they're glass, this thing is surrounded in an enclosed plastic case, so there's no way that you're going to break it in your kit. It's extremely durable. The other nice thing is that it lights almost in 360 here. We've got lighting on the end all the way around the entire side of it. So it's really efficient at providing the maximum light that you need in your softbox. The next thing you'll notice is your new head here, and we've made several improvements to this. We have a full metal ring on here which accepts our softbox rods in there, and it's nice because this will rotate. There's just 2 screws on the back and we can rotate that in any direction really easily. We've got a really nice tilt handle here, and a big improvement is in the mount actually as well. It's designed much stronger, so you're not going to have any slipping at all even with a heavy load on that. We can also take an umbrella through here if we want, if you have that separately. But yeah, just overall, this thing is completely redesigned, including the new holders in the front here too. Okay guys, we're gonna assemble the softbox now. So we're gonna need our head. And the big thing we wanna notice here is that there are numbers on each of these slots around here. And the ones that we're gonna be concerned with are number 3. So 3s all the way around. And that's the section that we're going to plug the softbox rods into. So if you happen to have this twisted around like over there or something, just straighten it up so you want here, 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 and here. It'll just make your life a little bit easier. So inside our Quadstar bag, we've got a couple of things. So we're going to have our diffuser, our actual softbox, and then we've also got our rods here. Now, one of the things you want to notice about the rods are that they have 2 different size ends on them. So there's a fatter end right here and a skinnier end right here. Now we are always going to be putting the fatter end into the actual speed ring, and it's a tight fit there. You'll know you have it wrong if you put the skinny end in and you've got a bunch of play there. So again, the fat end into the actual speed ring. Okay. One of the things we can do to make our life a little bit easier is there's Velcro on the inside here, and we can open up that Velcro. It's just going to release some of the tension when we try to put the rods in. Next thing we're going to do is drop our head in here, and again, it doesn't matter where we start because this is a square softbox. What we need to do is just start in one of the corners. So again, I'm looking for number 3, putting the fat end in here, and then I'm going over to the pocket. And sometimes when these are new softboxes, the pocket is a little bit tough to get into, so you might just have to pinch it there to open it up, and then that'll slide in. Now, once we've got the first rod in, it's very important that we go directly diagonal. If we try to go over here, you're never going to get this softbox assembled. Always go diagonal. And this head is going to go a little bit crazy when I kind of push it into place here. We don't really care how this is turning or anything. All I'm concerned about is getting this in here. So I'm going to put a little bit of tension and then just drop this one into the pocket. And you see that the head kind of flipped around and everything, but we're not worried about that. We're still doing it properly. It's just added the tension there now. Next, we're going to put our 3rd rod in, and I'm going to go back over to the head here, find number 3, again the fat end in, and then oops, straight in. Put a little bit of tension on the rod if you need to. You shouldn't be having to force this too much, and just as easy as that. Now, this is the trickiest one, but we're just gonna grab that fabric again, kind of pull it down here, just so we can get this rod in again. And so I'll just flex that number 3 in there, and you can kind of see I'm just gonna pull the fabric up here. And once it's up, this is going to have the most tension on it. But again, I'm just putting a bit of flex in the pole, kind of down here with my hand to be able to fit it in there. So grab that, flex it, get a grip on it, flex that over, and drop it into the pocket. So you see I didn't have to force that. It does take a little bit of tension, but if you're trying to force something really hard, you're doing it wrong. So once we've done that, we can flip this guy back over. We can close up our Velcro here, and then we're ready to put it on the stand. The great thing about the Quadstar is that it will fit any standard light stand, so any stand that we sell at Strobepro. Now I would recommend probably a 9-foot stand for this, or bigger if you wanted to go higher than that. But the 9-foot air cushion gives it a really nice base. It's nice and stable, so you don't have to worry about tipping or anything like that. So all I'm going to do, back off the mounting screw here. Once that's backed off, drop it on. Once it goes down there flush, we're going to tighten this down. And you don't have to over tighten it. Just make sure it's snug, and then we're ready to go and install the bulbs. So one of the nice things about the whole redesign of the Quadstar is the new LED bulbs. They're extremely durable, and we don't have to worry about glass breaking. Again, they're covered in plastic here, and they can take a beating. So to install this, it's just a normal standard E27 socket here, and we just go and screw that in. Once it stops, you don't want to over tighten that, you just want it snug, and then we'll install the rest of them here. So you can see it's pretty quick to install these guys. And just line them up. They are on a bit of an angle there, so they point out to the corners a little bit. But there you have it. 4 bulbs installed in the Quadstar head. We're ready to put the diffusion material on and get this thing turned on. So this material is our new crosshatch pattern for our diffusion. It's a very soft material, and you'll notice in the fabric that it's actually cross-stitched everywhere. That just helps on the light dispersion. Gives you a really nice, soft, even light. So to put this thing on, basically we want to make sure we've got the Velcro on the outside here, and I'm just going to grab the 2 corners of it. So one corner on there, stretch it over to the other corner, and then just do the same thing on the bottom, that corner. And then what I can do, I can kind of push the softbox in a little bit so it grabs that nice and snug. And then I'm just going to go around, and you'll see the Velcro here lines with the Velcro on the softbox, and just quickly tap that on the 4 sides here. And we're fully assembled now. Last thing we need to do is power up this softbox, but before we do that, if your softbox happens to be misaligned, what you can do is come to the back here. You've got a knob right there, and then you've got one on the other side. You can loosen those, and what that allows you to do is spin the softbox. So if you had it on a weird angle or something, you can rotate that all the way around, which is really nice, and then just lock it back in place, and really easy. So all we're going to do is take our plug, and that simply just pushes right into the back. And once we're in there, we've got 2 power switches. So it powers the lights on a cross pattern. So this switch will do the bulb up here and the bulb down there. And then this switch will do this bulb and this bulb. So you can run 2 at a time, or you can run all 4 at a time if you want your maximum power out of that. The only other thing I should say about the actual head is that there is an umbrella slot right there. So if you weren't using the softbox, you could slide the umbrella shaft right through there. If you wanted to use a bounce or a shoot through umbrella, you also have that ability there. One other thing on the actual softbox, you're going to see these little flaps. There's one there and one on the bottom. These are heat dispersion. Now with the LED, it's not really necessary, so you probably won't use these a lot. But if you needed even to reach in there or something, you can. You can take this, it rolls, there's a Velcro there, and then you stick it to the top. It allows the heat to disperse. But that shouldn't really be a problem because these bulbs, even to the touch, they are extremely cool. So I've got my hand right on there, no issue. And I don't always recommend this. They'll generate a little bit of heat, but not like old bulbs, incandescents or halogens where you had to worry about it, you know, catching fire to a softbox or something. That's one of the great things about this. Super safe when you're working around like newborns or kids or in a small studio. You're not going to have that extra heat generation. One last thing we should talk about is how to position the light. Over here you're going to have the tilt knob, and I want to support the weight of the actual light just with my other hand as I loosen that off. Once it's loose, you'll hear it click, and that's just the gear inside of there. So if I wanted to tilt that up, tilt it up, lock it in, make sure it's secure, and that's how you position the light. Okay, so to disassemble the softbox, it's really quite easy. What we want to do is find a starting point, and I'm going to start down here. And the whole secret is to flex out this pole. We're not trying to just pull this straight out. We want to pull the corner out and pull the rod back by putting a little bit of a bend on it, because we don't want to damage the rod pocket there. So basically all I'm doing, I'm pulling forward on that, I put a little bend on there, and then the rod's going to slide right out. Now you're going to see as soon as I take that out of there that all of the tension is going to start to release, and that's okay. This thing's going to kind of go crazy. And if you remember before, I told you when we're setting it up, if we start here, the next one we install is over here. When you're disassembling it, you can ignore that and just go side by side. It'll be a little bit easier, because once I release this one, then basically all that tension is going to come out, and now all our rods will just pop right out of there, just like that. And so we've got our rods, our head, and then we can take our softbox, fold that guy back up, and be ready to go and put it back in the bag. So you've seen how to assemble the Quadstar LED, all its features, but you might be asking, who is this light really for? Well, we kind of think it's for everyone, really. If you don't want to spend an absolute ton of money on the highest end strobes that we carry, or maybe you don't want to invest in like big LED panels, then this light is a great option for you. It comes as a complete kit, so you're getting all your LEDs, you're going to get the head and the softbox, and the nice thing about this softbox is it's so big, the 40 inch by 40 inch, that it gives you a really nice soft diffused light. This is great for people who want to do video work. You know, maybe you're running a YouTube channel, you're doing some newborn where you don't want flash going off. It's great for that. It's really versatile. So we have people all the way from professionals that use it in their studios for tabletop photography and like video work that way, right to people who are just getting started. So don't be intimidated by it. It's a very easy light to use, very forgiving, and we really think you're going to like it. So check out the Quadstar LED II. We have a number of packages on the website for it. And until next time, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com.